Hello and welcome to the big picture. The deadline on a decision on the formation or otherwise of Telangana, announced by former Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde last month, passed on Monday without any decision having been taken. Shinde today has stated that the centre needs some more time to reach a final decision. Meanwhile, the agitations in Hyderabad have resumed, and sadly, a case of an engineering student committing suicide has been reported today. Some of the Congress MPs from the Telangana region have threatened to resign from the Lok Sabha, and some have reached the capital today. Meanwhile, the Telangana Joint Action Forum, which has been spearheading the agitation, finds itself divided, with the BJP and CPI raising objections to the way in which the Telangana Rashtra Samiti has used the forum for its partisan political ends. The centre is now under tremendous pressure to take a decision, but obviously it is taking its own time. In the circumstances, what will be the repercussions on the Congress as well as other political parties, and what shape the resumed agitation will take? We will discuss all this today while asking the question, why is the decision on Telangana eluding the centre? To discuss this, I have with me J.D. Seelam, Congress MP from Rajya Sabha, who is somebody who is not too keen on the separation of Andhra Pradesh. Nalin, Kohli, the BJP spokesperson, and from Hyderabad on the phone line is T.S. Sudhir, senior journalist. Welcome to all of you. But before we start the discussion, let's have a look at what Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Kiran Kumar Reddy told my colleague Neelu Vyas when she met him in Hyderabad recently on the issue of Telangana.
Basically, it is a very sensitive and complicated issue. It is connected with the sentiments of the people of Andhra Pradesh, and administratively it reflects how the central government has to act throughout the country. So they are on the job and they are trying to have an amicable solution, and which is acceptable to most of the people. So that is what they are trying to do. See, this is an issue which is there from the formation of the state.
But do you see a solution coming up anytime before the 2014 elections?
No, they are trying to find, let's hope for the best.
Telangana is something which, it resounds at the center, it resounds in the state. And parties like BJP, they've been wanting a Telangana bill. So is the state government also seriously thinking on those lines?
See, as Chief Minister of the state, I cannot comment on what is the decision the centre is going to take. But the sentiments of the people of Telangana, they want a separate state. So also people of Seemandhra, they want a united state. So they'll have to find an amicable solution to this. This divide is there in most of the parties. It is not only in Congress party. So see, we cannot have a amicable settlement until there is continuous dialogue and they has to come to a solution. So that process is going on.
Okay. Seelam, coming first to you, you heard what your Chief Minister is saying. Your Chief Minister said that the process is going on. The Home Minister has today said that they need more time, despite having given himself a deadline last month of 1 month, that deadline is passed. So now some of your Congress MPs from Andhra Pradesh have threatened to resign, and we're told that they have met your Congress president and all. So, where is the situation heading? You think, isn't it time now that a decision either way needs to be taken?
Yeah, I think, Girish, you are very right. This is a very sensitive issue. This is not it has been there for a long time. And that sensitive issue is, getting complicated. That is a problem, And I'm sure you will appreciate that the Government of India and the Congress party is trying its best to resolve this amicably to the extent possible, to the, if not unanimous, some consensus, some sort of consensus, so that, it doesn't have, wide-ranging ramifications in Andhra Pradesh and elsewhere in the country. Congress party is the one which, takes care of all those factors. That's why it's applying its utmost seriousness It's consultation, and then, debate, discussion in different fora. I think that's the need of the hour. Everybody should cooperate. I know it's getting too much time. I understand the feelings of my colleagues from Congress party, from Telangana region. I must make it one point, because I come from region, I don't think I should be, branded this way. I'm talking from Congress perspective. Any Congress worker from Costa region is equally important for a Congress party, and the sentiments of Telangana Congress worker are also very, very equally, if not less, important, if not more. They are equally important for the Congress party. So I think Congress party is trying its best. The government of India is trying its best. And I only hope that an amicable solution would emerge from these deliberations, discussions. I know that it's getting a little too delayed. I understand, for reasons best known to you and my colleagues in my party and my close friends, the members of Parliament of Telangana, Congress members. We are understanding their problems, the pressures they are undergoing. I think we will try to resolve amicably. That's my confidence, my feeling.
I can understand the difficulty which you people, which you are in, Seelam. I'll come back to you. Please stay on. Nalin Kohli, the BJP seems to have come around to the view to accept, in favor of a separate Telangana. Though it, in the past it had kept changing its stand. Now you think this decision that a separate Telangana has to be formed is a firm decision of the BJP, and there'll be no going back in any circumstances.
Two things, Girish. I think first of all, we have to understand that a political situation as it unfolds, political parties are entitled to react to it in that particular way.
Right.
Let's look at the Telangana question here a little more with, in a laid-back manner, and take a step back and look at what's happened. The essential problem here has been that every time the central government and the leadership, including the former Home Minister, current Finance Minister, Mr. Chidambaram, seem to have indicated towards a deadline, towards a decision, and never met that. So what has happened in essence is, expectations are raised, a deadline is given by the government itself, and then the government does not meet the deadline and extends the deadline.
Right.
Now it can happen once, but when it starts happening repeatedly, obviously you are fueling an agitation, you are not calming it down.
Right.
Second is, once the situation has become complex, and it is indeed very complex today, it is impossible to start controlling the situation by delaying the decision any further.
Right.
A decision must be taken, and an appropriate time cannot be always extended.
Right.
The third issue here is that now it is becoming a matter of concern because there's loss of life taking place.
Yes.
There is a paralysis in terms of, after all, with the movement, business suffers, people suffer, society suffers. So, it becomes even more complex. So, I think it's a classic case of inept handling, if nothing else. The only point I'd like to say is the central government, which has to finally take this, if it wants to talk to all stakeholders, it has to do it in a timeline, and it has to do it on a day-to-day basis.
But
you just can't be extending this indefinitely.
Right, Mr.
For
Kohli,
what will be the political calculation.
Nalin, all that you said is fine, is perfectly understandable. But my question basically was, is the BJP firm in its stand for a separate Telangana or not?
We made that clear. Once it is made clear, the flip-flop has been from the Congress party. There has been no flip-flop from the BJP. So I think the question about flip-flops has to be really thrown to the Congress, not to us.
There were flip-flops before 1999. You were in favor of it. After the NDA government was formed, you were against it, and then later you were.
I just come and I will come in
anyway,
straight.
Anyway, now if you're
Girish,
saying,
if we want to look back, I want to answer that.
Yes.
I must answer that because for the simple reason you're going back to 1999.
Absolutely.
We are in 2014.
That's right.
If we have to go back, then we should consider it from 1947. So look at history completely, not in a this. In the case, our stand today is clear, and that's what matters.
Okay, as long as you say that your stand today is clear, we will take you for that. Please stay on. I'll come back to you. Sudhir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Sudhir, the deadline is over. The passions are rising. What is the situation there today now?
Well, the situation, as Nalin was just mentioning, obviously people are quite upset with the fact that the Congress party, the UPA government did not really adhere to its Jan 28 deadline. But having said that, the expectations were a bit low given the fact that the Congress has not met previous deadlines. So in that sense, nobody was really expecting that Congress will come up with something, will pull a rabbit out of the hat. But both the Telangana politicians as well as the Seemandhra politicians from the Congress did make a number of trips to Delhi to ensure that some kind of a decision in their respective favor was taken.
Yes.
But I would just like to take a step forward. Contrary to what everyone believes, that the Congress is actually in a dilemma, not knowing what to do, I believe that the Congress is actually playing to a plan in Andhra Pradesh. It may not fetch them electoral dividends in Telangana, but the strategy seems to be to occupy the united Andhra Pradesh political space that significantly has now been vacated by Telugu Desam's Chandrababu Naidu, which is why in Seemandhra, which is the coastal Andhra and Rayalaseema regions, you see Chandrababu Naidu being criticized as the villain of the piece for having said that very vague yes to Telangana. The plan also, Girish, is to cut Jagan Mohan Reddy to size so that he does not run away with the Seemandhra seats as opinion polls suggest that his party would. It's significant that last week at the Rajamundry bifurcation meeting,
Right.
PCC Chief Bosa Satyanarayana also attended. So something like this would not have happened unless the High Command had actually given its blessings.
Okay. Seelam, I mean, this kind of balancing act which the Congress is trying to do you think in the long run it's going to be beneficial by this or will your party be able to succeed in this balancing act?
No, Girish, I think let me make it very clear. Congress party is just, even a commoner, not even a Congress party worker, a common person still feels the Congress party is the only party which can keep the country united, integrated with all so many diversities, with the development in focus. That being on the backdrop, I would like to ensure that defeat or electoral gain, electoral defeat is not the criteria for the Congress alone.
Are you saying that?
Always. Let
Are
me
you
tell
saying
you,
that?
the peaceful solution, the best out of this whole, complicated thing would be the outcome. I think everybody at the end, yes, there is, I can tell you, my friend Nalin, there is no flip-flop. Everybody knows. Let's not, pull thorns here. Let's not play to the political aspects. Let us be very clear. This is a social, economic, and of course, lately political. I think the Congress party will look at the larger interests of the society and, who are the sufferers? The sufferers are, basically backward classes, the Dalits, the minorities, and they form 80% of the population as it is in any other state. Congress takes care of those sections primarily.
Seelam,
I think
Seelam,
in the end we will have a very happy outcome. That's what
Seelam,
I think Congress would like to do.
Congress
Not
would like to do that.
Playing. Yeah.
Seelam, these kind of homilies is all fine, but your own party people in your own party MPs are not really being satisfied with these kind of homilies. Their problem is that they are not able to go back to their constituencies. They are being, created. They can't even face their own people there. And
Girish.
here, all kinds of games are being played. One of the issues, as Sudhir was talking about, how to curb the YSR Congress, how to control the TRS. In all this, don't you think the real issue is being just put to the background and hope that everything will just work itself out?
Yeah, I think no. There is a point. I mean, I'm not denying. After all, we are a political party too. But our concern at this point is to solve the problem. I'm not just, giving a lecture. I'm telling honestly, people may accuse Congress, but when the solution comes, it will be in the interest of the general interest of the common man. We know we suffer, we also suffer. I can understand my colleagues from Telangana region. We talk to each other because they are geared, and that's because they are forced to, represent their views.
Okay.
Similarly, so I think at the end we were undergoing little turmoil. Yes, there is a problem. I hope Congress party has that capacity to build up a possible consensus. Let us try, and we have already, I think the people are working in different levels, not only political, the intelligentsia, the various strata, various sections of society, they are consulting all the stakeholders. It's not necessarily they should consult in a formal way, but informal discussions are going on. I think we will find some solution, Girish. Let us just be little patient, let us cooperate. I think the passions are high. I appeal to everybody. I think let's come to a very, very consensus
your
outcome.
concern is well taken. Seelam, we need to go into a short break now. Please keep watching. We'll be back very soon. Welcome back. We are discussing the Telangana situation and asking the question, why is the decision eluding the center so far? Nalin, coming to you. See, there has been some kind of a unity as far as the Joint Action Forum of Telangana Joint Action Forum was concerned. But since last Sunday, there seems to be some problem with the unity of the Telangana Forum. The BJP is not too happy with the TRS using that forum for its own political ends. Do you think that if this goes further, there can be a division, and this division can prove quite fatal to the cause of Telangana? Because the BJP is saying that we will not have anything to do with this, we will fight separately and things like that.
I really can't foretell you the future, because after all, politics also is based on unfolding situations. We are all entitled to make our own plans, assessments, but sometimes situations can unfold in a manner that we haven't predicted. So that I can't comment on. But the fact of the matter remains that what I was trying to point out, certainly peace, maintaining peace, law and order, and appeal for calm, all this is absolutely critical, and this is not a matter of party politics. That is the need of the hour. What I've been trying to highlight is half the problem is because expectations have been raised by statements and deadlines have been set by the union government. Now, those deadlines have been set by none other than the Home Ministry, and the deadlines have not been adhered to.
No, that's right.
That is why we are seeing such inflamed passions. And that's the key problem. So I think whatever needs to be done has to be done fast.
Okay, Nalin, let me get Sudhir in on this. Sudhir, what are these reports about a possible division within the Telangana Action Forum?
Well, as you just now mentioned, the BJP is not very happy with the big brother attitude of the TRS within the Telangana Joint Action Committee. Previously also there were differences between KCR and Kodandram, who is the chairman of the Telangana Joint Action Committee,
right,
because KCR felt that the BJP was kind of making its presence felt within the TAC. So there are these small differences of opinion as to what's the way ahead. But now that it's going to be election mode in the next 13 to 14 months, you can expect each political party will actually strive to do what they feel will serve their political interests best. So you would have the BJP kind of bringing about a combination of Hindutva plus Telangana card to fetch better electoral results in 2014, while the TRS will want to ensure that the Telangana pie does not get divided by many smaller players like the BJP or the Independents or the CPI or the New Democracy Party in the Telangana region.
Okay.
Girish?
Yeah. Seelam, do you think that this kind of a problem within the joint Telangana Action Forum can actually help the center to delay and stall the issue further?
No, the center is not planning to delay and stall, number one, Girish. But there are, of course, divisions in the JSC. It's not now. They divided, 2-3 times, because I think the attitudes of the leaders, because basically they started with the leaders, and then initially the mass were not, into this movement. Slowly, after 9th December, because the 9th December statement has 2 parts. One is the process of Telangana is started with the resolution of the State Assembly. That
Yes.
with the resolution of State Assembly was not considered. This first sentence was highlighted by, thanks to media also. The whole night they celebrated as if it is over. I think there are a lot of perceptual differences, that the thing got changed, and then, it went down to the people. Today, we must be frank, there are, sentiments in the, at the lower level. People feel that there is an impression that it is given and not taken away, and there is a mispropagation that all the Seemandhra people will be driven away, their buildings will be occupied, all the jobs will be given to the youth. This sort of, miscarriage of information has complicated the whole atmosphere. I think we have to explain that what are the present circumstances, appeal for calm, and yesterday's reckless and irresponsible statements by none other than the chief of TRS. I should not extend it too much. You people have known it. That's not called for, and that's not, accusing the leadership and the Prime Minister of the country in such a language which is not, normally we don't say that. I think a seasoned leader, former minister, union minister, I was expecting Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao in a very, very, he's occupied the higher positions of highest responsibility. I think it's unfortunate.
Seelam,
I think these are the things which will not help a possible solution. So accusing the Congress party of delaying and doing that, I think it's unfair. We are trying our best.
Nalin,
And I only appeal to every political party, don't try to view everything only from the small prism of getting elected, getting few seats. Think of the larger cause. Think
Nalin,
of the permanent solution.
Nalin, but Seelam thinks that some more time needs to be given. It's a very complex, complicated issue. Should not push things further. Should not raise the passions of people and create damage and harm to people and public property. Do you think that the responsibility also lies in the opposition parties to try and work out a solution in a more peaceful and more patient manner than trying to force things?
Well, I mean, it's interesting how it comes into the opposition court, but that's not really the case. I think let's look. I have 3 points to make. Number one, if there's a perceptional problem, the state government is a Congress state government and the center is a Congress-led UPA government. And I think the onus of making sure that a wrong perception does not carry or misinformation doesn't carry is primarily on the government. Yeah. Second is, we need to understand for anything there has to be first a decision and then there is a process. Now, to mix both of them is complex. Once you have taken a decision, there can be a process which may lead to the final outcome related to the decision. But in this case, the decision is not clear. The process is secondary. The process will follow the decision. And what I've been constantly highlighting is the union government has been raising the expectations that a decision will be taken finally by this date. And a lot of time has flowed. So therefore, impatience is coming up. And therefore, it is now going into the realm of no control. And that's not good. We all accept it's not good. So the government has to take the onus for this situation today.
Okay. I think we are getting Mr. Keshava Rao on the phone line. Mr. Keshava Rao, can you hear me? Mr. Keshava Rao? Mr. Keshava Rao, can you hear me? Girish,
I'm able to hear you.
Okay, Mr. Keshava Rao, had the MPs, some of the Telangana MPs of the Congress party had come to Delhi and they were all supposed to resign from the Lok Sabha. Has that happened?
Now the question is, you got it wrong. Today, we did decide yesterday to write a letter which we wrote and we have handed over today to Delhi. 3 of our members have gone there to Delhi to hand over our resignation letter. It is not a resignation. What we said is we had promised to give Telangana by 28th. The delay in it is causing a lot of concern and dismay that in such circumstances we would not be able to continue both in the party and will not be able to represent our constituents effectively in Parliament.
Right.
Hence, we have handed over our intention to resign if Telangana is not given.
When?
Our intention
Do you have
to
a
resign,
deadline? Do you have a
there is nothing
deadline?
no, there is nothing like deadline. We know because they have offered. And today I'm very happy. I've just now spoke to press that Mr. C.P. Chacko has said that has come out to say that the Congress party is not against Telangana.
He
and
said-
it will take-
Yeah, he has
said
said the Congress party is not against Telangana, but he has not been very, he also talks about the larger constitutional process and things like that. But anyway, Mr. Keshava Rao, the issue is that this letter has been handed over to whom? Has it been handed over to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, or is it handed over to the Congress party president?
As far as our resignations are concerned to the Parliament, it is handed over to the President of the ACC.
Okay.
Although we address the letter in the name of Speaker
Right.
in the regular format, but that we have handed over to our President because it's a political decision we have taken. It is a political decision she needs to take.
Mr. Keshava Rao, this is not the first time such letters have been handed over or such expressions have been made about from the MPs. How are you going to face the people who may say that there is another drama by the Congress MPs
Well, let them read the Rule 20. We are facing the people, so we know. The question is first we gave it directly to the Speaker, not to the President.
Right.
At our intention. So that after 2.5 months they were not attended the Parliament, she had rejected it. Now today our stand is with the party. We are saying we are not even prepared to continue if such things continue.
How long?
If such a
Mr. Keshava Rao, how long?
Yeah, I know.
How long will your members? How long will your colleagues wait till for a decision to be taken on this? Because this is the key issue today. Because Home Minister has said that they need more time to take a decision.
No, but we are not in a mood to give that kind of a time, an unending time. The question is a reasonable time would be a week or two.
Okay, a week or two. That's it.
A week or two. Yeah.
Yes. Please continue.
Yes. No, that is what I'm saying. You see, unless I find any other reason. Today, Chaco's thing is most encouraging. What he said is, we are not against it, but constitutional process requires some time.
Right.
Yes, we want that. We don't want it to be fed from the manna to fall. We want constitutional process to be completed. That is why we are waiting.
So
we should have that kind of assurances.
The Parliament session is set to commence later in a 3 weeks time. Do you think that would be some kind of a reasonable deadline which you would be giving for a decision to be taken?
I would not use the word deadline, but I think that is a time that they should do it, because I have to. The patience of the people is running out, and before it's too late, we should deliver Telangana.
Okay.
That is assurance should come.
Thank you, Mr. Keshava Rao. I think we are completely run out of time. On that note, Mr. Keshava Rao saying that the patience has run out and the members will wait. First, he said 2 to 3 weeks for a decision to be taken. Anyway, we'll wait and watch. Thanks to all my guests, J.D. Seelam, Nalin, Kohli, T.S. Sudhir on the phone line from Hyderabad, and Mr. Keshava Rao. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue on the big picture same time tomorrow.